10 strange British customs that still happen today. Britain is a land of castles, rain and tea, but it's also home to some of the strangest customs you'll ever come across. While many countries hold on to traditions, the UK takes eccentricity to a whole new level. From chasing cheese down a hill to throwing black pudding at a stack of Yorkshire puddings, the quirks of British life are alive and well today. In this video, we'll explore 10 strange British customs that still happen today, each one proving the UK does things its own way. 1. Morris dancing. Imagine a group of dancers dressed in white, jingling with bells tied around their shins, waving handkerchiefs, or clashing sticks together. That's Morris dancing, a centuries-old folk tradition that's still performed across villages and festivals in England today. Its roots date back at least to the 15th century, and while its exact origins are debated, it's often linked to fertility rites, harvest celebrations, and pagan rituals. Today, Morrisides, the name for the groups, can be spotted performing on May Day, at folk festivals, and even outside country pubs. Why does it still survive? Because it's fun, it's colourful, and it keeps alive a strong sense of community. The jingling sound, the chants, and the patterns of the dance have become a symbol of rural English life. An odd but cherished reminder that Britain loves tradition, no matter how unusual it looks. 2. The art of queuing. If you want to see British politeness in action, just look for a queue. The British queue is not just a line, it's an institution. No matter where you are, waiting for a bus, buying tickets, or even outside a bakery, Brits line up in a neat, orderly fashion. Foreign visitors often find it strange how seriously the British take queuing. In fact, surveys show Brits see it as one of the most defining features of their culture. Cutting the queue is a cardinal sin, often met with disapproving glares or passive-aggressive mutters. What makes it fascinating is that queuing isn't officially enforced. It's simply ingrained into the national psyche. During World War II, when rations and shortages were common, queues became a survival mechanism and helped cement the habit. Today, they're a cultural badge of honour, showing that patience and fairness matter more than pushing ahead. 3. Cheese rolling in Gloucestershire. Picture a wheel of cheese flying down one of the steepest hills you've ever seen, with dozens of people tumbling, rolling and crashing after it. Welcome to the annual Cooper's Hill Cheese Rolling in Gloucestershire. This bizarre event, held every spring, sees competitors chase a 7 to 9 pound double Gloucester cheese down Cooper's Hill. The slope is so steep that most people fall within seconds. Injuries are common. Broken bones, sprains and bruises are almost guaranteed, but that doesn't stop thrill seekers from joining. The winner, the first person to grab the cheese at the bottom. The prize? The cheese itself. It's reckless, dangerous and oddly hilarious to watch. But for locals, it's not just fun, it's tradition. Cheese rolling has been documented for hundreds of years and continues to draw international crowds. 4th changing of the guard. Tourists flock to Buckingham Palace not just for the gates or the guards in tall bearskin hats, but for the spectacle of the changing of the guard. This ceremony is a mix of military precision, pomp, and sheer theatricality. The ceremony sees one regiment relieve another, accompanied by military bands playing both traditional marches and, occasionally, pop songs. The pageantry is steeped in history, dating back to the reign of King Charles II in the 1600s. Today, the changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace is typically held on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays at 11 a.m, though schedules vary seasonally and should be checked in advance. While many might see it as unnecessary theatre, it's still a major part of British ceremonial life. For visitors, it's one of the most iconic things to see in London. For the guards themselves, it's serious duty. They're fully trained soldiers, not just ceremonial performers. 5. Christmas pantomimes. Every winter, theatres across Britain come alive with one of the strangest and most beloved traditions, the Christmas pantomime. Known simply as panto, these shows are loud, silly, and filled with audience participation. What makes them strange? For starters, the main female role, the dame, is usually played by a man in outrageous costumes. There's plenty of slapstick comedy, songs and jokes, so bad they're good. Audiences shout at the stage, "He's behind you!" while the actors encourage it. The tradition dates back to 16th century Italian comedian dell'arte, but Britain made it its own. Today, pantos are as much a part of Christmas as mince pies or carols. Families go year after year, enjoying the chaos, the laughter, and the shared silliness that makes panto uniquely British. 6th Bonfire Night. Every November 5th, skies across the UK light up with fireworks, bonfires, and the smell of toasted marshmallows. This is Bonfire Night, also called Guy Fawkes Night, a custom rooted in the 1605 gunpowder plot. The plot, led by Guy Fawkes and fellow conspirators, aimed to blow up the Houses of Parliament. When it failed, Britain marked the event with bonfires, a tradition that continues today. Many communities build giant bonfires, burn effigies of Guy Fawkes, and put on elaborate firework displays. Children once carried guys through the streets, asking for a penny for the guy, though that's less common now. It's a mix of history, celebration, and fire-filled spectacle that still captures the imagination. In some ways, it's a strange thing to celebrate, but it's also one of the longest-running traditions in Britain. 7. Swan ownership and the swan-upping ceremony. It sounds like a medieval joke, but it's true. All unmarked mute swans on open water in England and Wales officially belong to the king. This ancient law dates back centuries, and though it sounds odd, it's still enforced today. Each July, the tradition of swan-upping takes place along the River Thames. Officials in red jackets row up the river, counting and marking the swans. The event is part conservation, part ceremony, and part eccentricity. Why swans? In the Middle Ages, swan meat was a royal delicacy. Today, the practice is symbolic, but it remains a strange glimpse into Britain's medieval past that has somehow survived into the 21st century. 8. Black Pudding Throwing Championships. In Ramsbottom, Lancashire, one of the strangest British competitions takes place, the World Black Pudding Throwing Championships. Competitors take black puddings, a type of blood sausage, and hurl them at a stack of Yorkshire puddings balanced on a 20-foot platform. The goal? Knock off as many Yorkshire puddings as possible. The contest is thought to have roots in old rivalries between Lancashire and Yorkshire, using their signature foods as symbolic weapons. It's bizarre, messy, and completely British. Crowds gather, laughter fills the air, and the tradition keeps going strong, though it's occasionally cancelled or rescheduled in some years, so it's always worth checking the local calendar. 9. Village Fete, eccentric fun in the countryside. Britain's rural villages are known for their summer fetes, community fairs filled with eccentric competitions and old-fashioned charm. Think tombola stalls, tea tents, and bizarre contests like welly throwing, sack races, and largest vegetable awards. The welly throw, in particular, is a crowd favourite. Contestants hurl a Wellington boot as far as they can, sometimes with impressive distances. Giant marrow contests and cake competitions also add to the fun. These events may seem quaint, but they remain a core part of rural British life, bringing people together through laughter, competition, and a good cup of tea. 10. Tea in every crisis. Finally, no list of strange British customs would be complete without the nation's greatest obsession: tea. The British consume around 100 million cups a day, and no matter the crisis, rainstorms, train delays, or personal woes, the first response is always, "Shall we put the kettle on?" It's more than just a drink. Tea represents comfort, order, and community. It's the go-to ritual when something goes wrong and the ultimate symbol of British resilience. To outsiders, it seems strange to treat tea as a solution to everything, but in the UK, it truly is. From cheese rolling to swan ownership, the UK's quirks prove that tradition and eccentricity go hand in hand. These customs may look bizarre, but they're woven into the nation's identity. And that's the charm. Britain wouldn't be Britain without its eccentricities. Strange, yes, but utterly unforgettable. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and turn on the notification bell.